It's officially that time of the year again. The weather's getting colder in the northern hemisphere. Stores have all their Christmas shit up and they're still trying to sell their stale-ass Halloween candy at a discount price. And Call of Duty will have their midnight release to their next disappointment. Oh man, I fucking learned my lesson 2 years ago with Modern Warfare 3 and never again is that shit happening. Fuck no, man. I ain't waiting in no goddamn line at midnight on a fucking Monday for a video game. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. But anyway, it's been a while since I had a chance to talk about this bullshit. You know, with all the hipfire commentaries going on, top 10 voting and shit like that. So one more video before the official release to Ghost seems all but warranted. And you can see in the background I was getting in some rounds in a survival Modern Warfare. You know, just for the fuck of it and shit like that. Now, I want to reiterate what I've said before in prior videos. I'm not buying Ghost this year with my own money. Fuck that shit. However, there is a chance that I will be getting a free copy, but I'm not holding my breath on that. My subscriber keeps reassuring me it's a legit code, but fuck it. I don't trust anyone over the internet. If someone says they're a 21-year-old girl all hot and horny and ready to jump your bones, I say show me a picture with today's paper, your screen name, and 8 green M&Ms in your hand, motherfucker. Then I'll believe that shit is legit if you could give me a proof of life of this motherfucker. But anyways, if I get a free copy, I get it. If not, oh well, I'm not paying Activision shit. But in the meantime, I got some survival ins to reacquaint myself with the game, you know, just in case. I gotta try and keep my shit quick in case I need to in this motherfucker. Anyway, I figured, let me lay out my predictions for the game to see how accurate I know my video games and shit like that. After all, people say it's so much easier to say I told you so in hindsight. You know, like Grand Theft Auto Online doing something insanely ambitious without a beta and then wondering why the shit's all fucked up. Yeah, fuck you too, Rockstar. No, but let me predict the shit ahead of time with Call of Duty Ghosts. First of all, this will not break the one-day sales record of Grand Theft Auto. And a big reason for that is the new console. Some people will just buy the old gen on the initial release date. Other people will wait until their preferred console is released to buy the new generation of video games. Some people will buy both. However, first day sales begin November 5th. Ghost is not going to break Grand Theft Auto's record simply due to people waiting for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So that record is not happening this year. However, I do believe this will be the highest selling games in terms of units shipped. In other words, more copies of Ghost will be played than any other game, and there are a few reasons for this. Number one, Activision lies. Yeah, go figure, right? No, Activision lies like a motherfucker because the main thing they count on with Call of Duty is how many copies they sent out. In other words, all those free copies of the game are being included in their totals. So something like mine, if I get a free game, that's included as a sale to Activision. Bullshit, you got no money out of that motherfucker, but they consider it a shipped copy. Secondly, Activision is not going to consider next-gen upgrades only a $10 sale. It's going to be considered a full-price sale. So all the people who purchase this game on one generation and then buy it on the next generation, that'll be considered 2 full sales. And by the looks of the pre-order sales, this game is going to be a monster. Combined on the old generation and PC, the game has the least pre-order sales to date since World at War. However, those are only first day sales. When you combine their next-gen pre-orders, which are going to be coming out in 2 weeks and 3 weeks respectively, Ghost is the top-selling pre-order game in history. All those platforms that it's being played on is going to add up to the record. And of course, Activision will make the claim that Call of Duty Ghost is the best-selling game on new consoles and shit like that. Greatest next-gen selling game of all time. I guarantee you will see a commercial or an advertisement like that. In short, it won't top the sales charts in the first week of November, but by the end of November, it'll break all kinds of records for first month sales. The sales figures alone right now are all but guaranteeing that. Next prediction. This will be the laggiest game we've ever played. Probably going to suffer through some major server issues. Now, Infinity Ward has already lied and bullshitted us about their new engine. It's not new, it's modified again. We all fucking know that. Now they want to talk about dedicated servers, which are going to be cloud servers. Guess who's using cloud servers right now? Grand Theft Auto. And how did that shit work out in the first month? Fact is, cloud servers can only handle so much stress before they shut down. And knowing Activision and Infinity Ward, they skimped out on servers, particularly the older consoles which are not built ideally for cloud gaming to begin with. It's the gangbang theory again. 200 guys show up at the same time for a gangbang with only 3 women. There are only so many holes you can fit that many dicks into, so naturally there's going to be a traffic jam somewhere. Hence, why the cloud servers on Grand Theft Auto are routinely down on the weekends. There's just too many dicks playing it. Now imagine that on PlayStation 3, which will probably be the most horrible online version of the game. I can't imagine what kind of bullshit we're going to get. We only know what we've seen in the prior games, so you can only imagine what this bullshit's going to get. You have 4 other platforms that will receive a better copy than the PlayStation 3 version. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, 360, and PC. Wii U is our competition for the biggest piece of shit. Reality is, I'm expecting this to be horrifying online. And no, I'm not going to go out and get a PlayStation 4 just to play Call of Duty. That shit is not happening. I'll get my PlayStation 4 when Destiny or Final Fantasy 15 comes out. That's when I'll get that motherfucker. So I'm not going to worry about that shit right now. The next gen consoles will also experience their fair share of issues, and I don't think anyone's expecting that shit to go over real smooth. New technology, new servers, no idea how many people will access the servers at once, so the new consoles are going to expect some hiccups along the way. However, once their shit is running smooth, it's going to outperform all the older generation consoles. I can all but guarantee that part of it. As for the campaign itself, I predict this is going to be rated somewhere in between Call of Duty 4 and Black Ops 2 at the top of the campaign list, and they're going to be ahead of all the other campaigns since the last generation. Getting away from the Modern Warfare narrative with Soap and Price and Makarov, that's a good thing. But just looking at all the trailers, they said fuck it when it comes to realism. They ain't a goddamn thing realistic about those trailers. I expect to see the same amount of Michael Bay type bullshit explosions, but we'll have a more complete and cohesive storyline. After you turn your brain off and just expect some of the bullshit in the game will have, then you can appreciate the campaign. But I don't see this surpassing Call of Duty 4, I don't see this surpassing Black Ops 2, but I do see it surpassing all the other pieces of shit that these two companies have put out. Online is going to be the same clusterfuck as always. Some will enjoy it, some will absolutely hate the ever-loving shit out of it. I can already see it's something that will drive me absolutely insane, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because I predict that Squads mode and Extinction mode are going to be a success for me, at least online. The core of what Infinity Ward did with Squads mode, aside from it being just a typical bot zone, is allowing the RPG type leveling of characters. To me, this is fucking brilliant. This is something that Call of Duty has needed for a long time. And allowing people the chance to customize teams, you know, what they look like and all that shit, is fucking brilliant. And if I'm not mistaken, if I heard this correctly, I mean, I could be wrong on this motherfucker, you get 10 characters with 6 loadouts per character. That's a total of 60 different loadouts. Motherfucker, you win the internet for the day. Online is going to be crap. We know that. 12-year-olds who play Call of Duty 4 are now 18 years old and probably still wearing the same shit-stained Pokemon tidy whities and talking trash. We know that. The guns are bound to have one overpowered weapon or class while Cunt Pickers sit in the corner waiting to shoot you in the fucking back. We know that. We expect that. But when you offer us up the chance to avoid all of that shit and still rank up in this bitch with 60 fucking ways to enter the game, hell fucking yeah. That deserves some praise. I'll tear all your other stupid decisions up in the later videos, but this fucking idea is brilliant. Extinction mode with aliens and shit is Infinity Ward's version of zombies, and my guess is that'll be just as addicting as zombies, and it's gonna become just as stale as zombies has. Trailer games were known for their zombies. Hell, the only reason I would play a trailer game would be for zombies, but there's only so much content you can have for endless waves of fucking zombies in a horde mode type game. You know what I'm talking about? I have a feeling that Extinction is going to follow the same path. It's going to be popular to start, but it's going to get bland very quickly without variety in their content. You know, I'm sure as fuck I'll be playing this shit. I mean, shit, shooting aliens in co-op? Usually that's some shit I play for fucking months. Just look at Resistance 2 and Mass Effect 3, two of my most played games since I was on PlayStation 3. What were they? Alien shooting co-op games. Fucking brilliant. So, as it stands right now, we'll see if this free copy thing works out in my favor. If it does, you're going to be finding me on Extinction mode and Squads mode mainly. Of course, I'm going to play MP and have some footage in that motherfucker, all my fails and shit like that. But if I don't get the copy, oh fucking well, I'm not going out there and buying this motherfucker and giving Activision any of my goddamn money. And like I mentioned before, I want to see how much I can rank up without actually playing this game. If this free game ends up working out, I want to see what kind of abuse this Squads mode will have if people use my teams and squads as their opponents and challenge my teams over and over and over again. So I plan on doing a little cleaning up of my friends list, mainly people that are never online, that aren't on prestige games and shit like that, you know, people I interact with and every day and whatnot, or people that have been on my list and I've just never gotten in the game with. You know, if I see them playing Ghost, sure, I'll keep a motherfucker. But people who are playing like, you know, Jiminy Cricket, raping Dumbo and shit like that, no, motherfuckers, you got to go. If you're not playing some shit that I want to play, fuck out of here. I'm just going to clean you off my list and shit like that. So, I'll be adding people on PlayStation 3 who'll be playing squads modes and challenging my teams. And I also probably plan on rolling out different challenges and shit with my teams from time to time so people can actually challenge this motherfucker, maybe get some content. But we'll talk about that all later if I actually get this game. All that shit is hypothetical. But for now, if I do get the game, if this free copy does work out, you will find me on squads modes majority of the time. Of course, I'm going to venture into MP, but squads modes, extinction modes, that's where you'll find me in this motherfucker. Anyway, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And depending on how this free copy shit goes, next video you're going to see is either going to be Call of Duty or it's going to be a hipfire commentary, and you guys will get your answers to whether or not I actually got this game.